We are live.
Welcome, everybody, to Vancity Beats, Eats, and
More.
More. Today is even more than more. It's
Right.
extra more. I feel a little bit cuckoo today. My name is Kazi. I'm joined by the one and only, the beautiful Maria Belen.
Hi.
The reason why I feel too cuckoo is there has been so much prep going into today's episode. I'm very stoked to have one of my dear friends, one of my go-to homegirls that I call up when I know that there's about to be a really dope DJ or party going down, and I just want ultimate vibes of people who I love to dance with within the dance community, and that is Maria, or as I like to call her, Mars. Mars, it's short for Mariko.
Mariko.
I was actually trying to explain this to Jamal yesterday, how would you describe what Mariko is?
I'd say it's just about the immediate kinship and the immediate vibe that you get towards a person that you can immediately just bond with them intimately. So I think that's how it is.
It's also a Filipino term that our parents' generation would refer to one another. Mare for if you're a woman, pare if you're a man, and then you would ko means mine, so you're like mariko, pareko, or I guess our generation we've slanged it up and we say Mars.
That's right.
So this Mars to me is actually technically one of my first ever punking teachers, other than Viktor Manoel.
Right.
Yeah. And, a fellow dancer in the whacking dance community here in so-called Vancouver, aka Vancity. I also just want to take a moment to acknowledge and just give utmost gratitude and respect to the First Nations, host nations who've been here since time immemorial. That is the Musqueam, the Tsleil-Waututh, and Squamish First Nations. And today we are here in East Van. We have set up a mocktail station, especially since this is one of my homegirls who I love to go out with. I thought we could do something really cute and fun and make a yummy drink, have some snacks, have a chat.
That's right.
And learn more about punking, whacking, and this amazing dance culture that I personally feel very moved and inspired by, just because it is a dance and a culture of freedom and expression, especially on the dance floor. So, where should we start?
Where are we starting? Yeah.
Well, okay, I feel like a beverage is importante.
Very importante.
This is a drink that is inspired by my love for ginger beer. Are you a fan of ginger beer?
I love it. It's nice and spicy. It's very
Yes.
refreshing.
Yes. So, first step is we're going to do the pineapple juice, which is this right here.
Okay.
This is actually fresh. I blended a
What?
few of these pineapples earlier
For
today.
me? For
Yes,
us?
for us.
Shouldn't have.
Okay, so I'm going to get you to stir that. Lime juice. So the trick with limes is you want to roll them out before you cut them.
For the extra juice, right?
For the extra juice, okay?
Let's go.
Yes. I'm going to cut this up like so. One of my things that I do not like about when limes and lemons aren't properly ripe or slightly overripe is they have that like bit of a tang taste to it, versus pure citrusy flavor. Okay, so
Is that good?
you're
Yeah.
good at stirring.
Yes,
You're
I'm very good at
talented,
stirring.
So what I'm gonna ask you to do is if you can squeeze some lime juice, como like that in the.
Yeah, and then I twist it, right?
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're
Okay.
talking about. Yeah.
Mint. Sidebar, I've never made this drink before, so we're just...
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Last week, I made lumpia on the show. I knew how to do that. This week, I'm using a recipe from the good old internet. So we want about 6 to 8 of these mint leaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You like things very minty?
I do.
Okay, let's do 2 more.
That's enough. Yeah. Wait, do you want me to do both of these?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, more. So this is technically a mortar and pestle. Never knew how to say that word. Or a muddler.
Yeah.
more words to describe basically crushing a thing in a thing. But yeah, you can, if you don't have one of these, this one is really beautiful, by the way.
Very beautiful.
You can use a wooden spoon just on the edge of your cup. So we're gonna do some of this. The recipe says salt and, okay, so here's something fun. Jess, who is Jamal's wonderful, beautiful, lovely roommate, is a connoisseur, a collector of salt, which is interesting. Yeah, man, like, I just use the pink salt because I heard that is the healthy salt, you know, sea salt or whatever. But Jess collects crazy flavored salts.
Oh my gosh.
So this one is ghost pepper salt.
So it's going to be spicy, hey?
If you can handle the spice.
We'll find out.
Do a little lick of your...
Oh, wait. Okay, I will do that.
Or you just... Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Taste. It has a bit of an extra...
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
I like
but
it.
wait. It's going to kick in.
Oh, it's still fine.
Okay, yes! Okay.
This girl can handle the heat, you know?
Girl can handle the heat. Okay, and then this salt is lemon salt here.
Okay.
You also want to...
Yeah. That's also really good. I like both of them.
So, what is your preference? Should we
Can we do the spicy one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Let's do it.
She wanted
Yeah.
it spicy.
I do.
Okay, so how much salt? Let's just.
Do you want me to continue like doing this? Is this good?
That's probably good.
Okay, I'll leave it alone.
You know, and then we're gonna. Oh, it said to clap the lime, or sorry, clap the mint.
Really?
I don't. I'm just trying to follow a recipe, man, and I'm not doing it well. So, anyways, oh look, smell.
It smells really good though.
Smell. Okay, so we're doing a bit of this action.
Yes, you're doing a good job, by the way.
Thank you.
Amazing.
You know, I'm trying my best here.
Yeah.
Lately, we've been watching this show, Dinner Time Live with David Chang on Netflix.
Oh, the live stream cooking? Yeah.
It's actually so fun to watch, and I'm, taking notes.
We're giving vibes like that right now,
Yeah,
actually.
exactly. And so anyway, it's really hard to multitask and do the cooking, the talking. I haven't even asked you a question yet, but we'll get there.
But it's okay. Like, I mean, we can start from the very beginning.
Exactly.
You know, remember back the first time I met you at Robson Square?
Oh, no.
Back
tell
in
me.
2018, I was learning whacking. That was the year I learned whacking.
2018?
Yeah, around this time, like late spring, early summer. And I remember meeting you for the first time. You decided to just drop in while Sheena was teaching. And that's how I actually met you.
Oh my gosh.
Formally. Yeah.
Okay.
I remember your purple sports jersey with your jean shorts, and you got your little ponytail happening and your Converse sneakers.
Oh
I remember
my God. This girl remembered my outfit.
I remember the fit. I mean
okay.
Yeah.
I actually literally remember that.
does that give you images?
and-
Does it take you back? Simba?
My initial thought right now is just like, that shirt was so cool.
What happened to it? I just happened.
That's my point. Is like, what happened to that shirt?
What did happen to that shirt?
It was purple tie-dye silk. I'm so upset that I have no idea what happened to it.
Aw, that's
I
too
feel
bad.
like the only reason why I would have gotten rid of it is because probably an oil stain. Okay, so I've mushed the leaves.
Yes.
It brought out some oils, I guess.
Some scents, some oils.
Some oils. So let's just take this. Let's put that.
Put it in there.
You know, just
put it in
there.
there.
Let's put it. It doesn't look cute yet.
It will in a few minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then we need the lime, which is like a tablespoon of the lime.
Okay, a tablespoon. You got it right here.
Right
so put
there.
it straight in there?
Yeah.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
All right.
There
we go.
We've got lime, and then we've got the ice, and then we need the pineapple juice. So this juice, we're gonna want 2 ounces. So let's use this guy.
Right. All right. So we'll just do that. 2 ounces. Most
that
of the pulp
fresh.
though.
Okay.
Is that good?
We need another stir then.
Yeah. Let's just put this back. Put it back in.
You know, the pulp is good. You got the fibers.
Yes, put
you
it
got
in.
the vitamin C. There we go.
Looks good. Yeah.
Jaji, can you see this being made. Okay, and then one more.
Oh, one more,
2
hey?
ounces.
All right.
Or maybe less because the cup.
And a half.
Yeah,
and a
that's
half.
good.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you can use a recipe, but you also have to use your eyeballs. Okay. Apple cider vinegar. So apparently the internet has said that if you are making a non-alky beverage, oftentimes it just tastes like punch or juice unless you have the zing that alcohol gives.
That's really interesting. The fermented vibes, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Which is where the apple cider vinegar is the vibe. So 1 teaspoon.
1 teaspoon. That should be probably back
Look
here.
how cute this cup
It is so cute.
I know. It's just, it has the curvature to, there you go.
There you go. Got it.
Nice. And now, the ginger beer. How? Yeah. Ooh. Just your good old generic ginger beer. Something I learned about ginger beer is apparently in the 1800s, it was made in England. I don't know if that's true. The internet, again, is a place where you can learn many things and not everything is always true. But essentially, ginger beer is ginger root, sugar, water, fermented. And so today they sell it as a soda, but you either get the stuff that is like actually brewed, like the way that I described, or it's gonna be mainly sugar, fizzy water, and the essence, natural flavor, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
This is the good stuff. This is the brewed stuff. This is the yummy stuff.
Yummy.
So I'm gonna pour that in.
Nice.
And now, do you want to give that a stir,
Of
Mars?
course,
But
of course,
gentle,
Mar-
because
Oh.
it'll be super bubbly, you know?
Ever so gently.
Ever
Okay.
so gently.
Okay, let's go. And then I'm guessing we're gonna prep the other one here.
Yes.
Let's go.
Slash.
Okay, I think that's stirred gently enough. I
Okay.
think. Yeah.
Do you,
Yeah.
Do you, let me keep the tester, because then we know what to adjust to make yours taste really good, you know?
Let's go.
Oh my.
Is it?
It's great.
It's happening.
I'm just wondering if, hold on. It's like, does it need more citrus? Does it need more sugar flavor? Maybe through the ginger. And it definitely needs like a pineapple, what do you call that? When the thing is, what do you call that?
Like a garnish.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I think is a little bit more ginger beer.
Sounds good.
And this pineapple situation. Let's kind of cut it cute, you know? Oh, well.
It's cute.
Not using that piece. Here we go. Here's a big little cuteness.
Oh, there you go.
What? They keep fooling me. These pieces of pineapple. You think they're big and they're small. Lies.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't we just like that?
Yeah, I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing a good job. Yeah, there you go. Cute.
I would have liked one of those fanned out pieces of lime. So let's just give you another one.
Aw, you shouldn't have.
You know, just one of those.
It is one of those. Yeah. Do you want me to-
Nobody hire me as a mixologist, okay? Because clearly, I just should stick to making lumpia. Look at these.
Oh my God! Yes, that is the
block
touch.
me from the shade. Okay, like that. Like,
I mean, yeah. Why not?
why not?
Why not? Let's just do that.
I think that's adorable. Okay,
It is very
so
adorable. That's one.
That's one. Okay. Now that we've taken what we've learned from last time,
Okay.
let's do this again like experts.
Yeah.
So
We're gonna multitask together.
gonna
Excuse
okay.
me. Gotta grab this.
You do that. I'm gonna do the lime leaves. 1, 2, 3,
How long did it take you to find the recipe?
4, 2 seconds. That's Google for you. And then, you like look at different people's ratings, how many people have tried the recipe.
Right.
This is how I internet, okay? Especially when I want to like make something. And then I look at what different combos that people do of the same thing, because you best believe there's going to be so many different mocktails of mocktail using ginger beer. This is literally what I Googled. So for me, sorry, quick tangent. I think I'm gonna follow suit after you and do the spicy salt.
Let's do
the
it.
Ghost pepper chili salt.
Yes.
Ooh, did you want like a? Oh wait, that's mine. Do you want?
Can we bay it?
I'm gonna. What does that mean? Bay
You know,
it?
the salt.
What's
The salt bay. Remember that meme?
no?
From like a few years ago?
What meme?
There's
Who?
this guy wearing a white shirt, wears glasses. Jamal knows.
No,
Yeah.
explain it for anyone who lives under
The-
a rock.
There's a person that owns a restaurant that sells a lot of meat. And there's this
Okay.
guy called Salt Bay. He's a meme.
Yeah.
And what he does every time he cooks meat is he would cut it all fancy.
Yeah.
And at the end, he would sprinkle salt like this. Oh, wait, Jamal knows it has to be this.
But the salt is just gonna come off of your elbow.
Yeah. It'll trickle down, it'll land on the meat. And it'll spread like, you know.
I'm literally, I cannot.
We can just bake.
Okay, you're gonna have to do that.
Well, I will do it
You
for
will
the
do
show.
that
I'll do it for the show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But your own version. Don't do a full-on bite of Salt Bay. You have to do Maria.
Well,
Salt
I
Bae.
mean, that's true. I mean, there's a term in punking called like inspiration is literal, expression is original. So I'll be literal in my inspiration of Salt Bay, but my expression would be of my own.
There you go.
There you go.
There you
yeah,
go.
there you go.
Okay, so we have perfected the lime
Yes.
muddling.
I think I got everything. I got the pineapple juice. I got the apple cider.
You already put all of that in?
I did. I
Genius.
did it for you. All for you, babe.
Mars.
I know, Mars. That's how we do.
Okay, so do you want to give that a stir?
Of course.
while I-
Ever so gently.
Ever so gently. Ooh, here's a big pineapple chunk. Just
Is it gonna splay? Will she splay? Aye.
also, Maria and I like
We have tita-isms, you know?
yeah, tita it means auntie.
Yeah.
in Tagalog and Filipino, and I like other than this human and other Filipinos like this, I don't really talk like this.
Only when she's with me.
Exactly. You just become so extra. You're like, why is Cassie so next level today? It's like, duh,
Duh.
you know?
All the
Okay.
time.
Umbrella time.
Perf.
No, that one's broken. Cannot. Okay, here we go.
Cannot umbrella.
Cannot. How cute is this? Shout out to my mom yet again. Number
Hi,
one
Mom.
subscriber on our YouTube channel who figured out how to do it on the TV. You know, the YouTube on the TV.
Really?
Yeah. And here we go.
Cute.
How cute that is.
She's splaying. Okay.
Is
Oh,
that
wait.
even stabbing anything?
Oh.
Just put that there.
Oops.
Oops. Ah.
Okay.
This is
how it is.
non-alcoholic beverage. Okay, how adorbs.
Very
Okay, wait,
adorbs.
this
Wait.
one?
Okay.
Okay, but now you have to Salt Bay it.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, no, right.
Okay. Does it... I'll hold it while you
Okay.
Salt Bae.
I will Salt Bay.
Okay, ready? Maria version.
I. There you go. I did it.
Amazing. I just wish there was the sounds of like twinkles.
Right? Do you want to Salt Bay yours?
I already did, but I'll do it
did you?
again.
Extra spicy.
Oh, me Salt Bay it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you Salt Baying it.
What are we even
what a
doing
riot.
today, y'all?
What are we doing?
Okay, let's sit down and be cute.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it. Okay.
What is this? Oh my
I
gosh, did Cassie make lumpia from last week with Kuya Arthur
Shout out to Kuya Arthur.
to have as our, what we call merienda, aka our snacks, our array of omnoms.
Definitely part of the Filipino hospitality where you have someone in your home. You're like, are you hungry? That's like
Yeah.
that's the greeting, hey?
That's the, and then like totally gonna take offense if you don't eat the things that are laid out for you. You know, it's like, why?
That's
Why
how
not?
it is. I
Okay,
do it with love. Yep.
let's cheers.
Cheers to that.
Salud.
Salud.
Cheers. Let's see.
The pineapple. Gotta salvage that.
Oh yeah.
Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Delish.
Delicious. I'm just gonna bring over this whole part of pineapple.
So we're gonna keep snacking on that.
Exactly. I mean, like, I also just think, like, what's the point of these umbrellas if you're not gonna stab something to eat?
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Feels good to land.
Finally.
So Mars,
I know.
talk to me about your whacking journey. Like, you mentioned 2018 was when we first met.
Yeah.
And also when you first started whacking.
It's true.
How did you first discover this beautiful dance culture, and why have you been doing it since then?
Right. Oh man, that's a long story. So I was a partner dancer prior to this. So
As in ballroom?
As in West Coast swing. I was exploring, Lindy Hop. I was exploring West Coast swing. And then eventually salsa bachata. So that was like on the span of 9 years. And I was doing it because I was like, yeah, I needed a hobby. Initially, it was all like that, right?
Right.
And I needed some like outlet from like the 9 to 5. And then eventually, when I was getting deep into West Coast, I wasn't dancing competitively in the West Coast scene. It was mostly like very social. And then I'm starting to notice like, hey, like there are some aspects of West Coast swing where you can express more of yourself in it, because especially West Coast swing, we dance to any type of genre of music. And so we then have to reflect what the music is giving us, etc. And so I was exploring different, classes and studios like choreo and all that. And then there's this one guy, his name is Jerry Hamburgers Young. I don't know if you've met him.
Nope, never heard.
So he is a swing dancer, primarily Lindy Hop, but then he also does street dance as well. So he's like one of the first people that I ever knew that does both swing and street dance. And then he would create this like afternoon session called Dose Sessions, where he would invite different people from the street dance community to, teach partner dancers street dance. So it could be like any genre. It could be breaking, popping, things like that. Yeah, and that's how I kind of got the in, because I met Jerry first.
Yes.
Hi, Jerry Hamburgers, if you are watching.
Great name.
Yeah, I know, great name.
But okay, so was there a whacking teacher who came through?
Oh, it'd be so funny. I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
So Jerry invited Joshi.
As in Josh Uncle? Oh my god.
Yeah, he was still new to whacking too,
Yeah.
and he was. I think Jerry spotted Joshi and asked, "Hey, do you want to just teach like just one session?" And that's how I met Josh. But we never really like know each other. It's just I just see him as a teacher, and I was also exploring other dance styles from there. So once I got comfortable in the Dose sessions, I immediately went to explore other parts of Robson Square, because I didn't realize that Robson Square is a climate of its own. Like it has little
pockets of
right?
all different kinds of dancers.
Exactly. So then
every day of the week.
And so I started exploring Jerry Howe's $5 hip hop sessions. That was a long time ago. Or like Coffee Numador's house sessions. Like they were all like $5, and they're so accessible. And it's like 2-3 hours each time. And then eventually, after kind of like viewing my options, I was like, I think locking might be for me. I almost became a locker. So
was it because of the music? Because you love the music?
Yeah, I really liked funk music.
Right.
And also I liked how I interact with my upper body, because in West Coast swing, you interact with a lot of foot traveling. So I wanted, ways to like stylize my arms. And so I thought, maybe locking might be a thing for me. So I would then attend, I think it was Robin that used to host those.
Oh,
yeah.
Robin.
And there's Boris and Tony. And so one day, like I was going to a locking session, and it just so happens that it's happening at the same time as Sheena's whacking session.
Yes.
It was like literally like right across from Robson Square, like locking's over here, whacking's over here.
Right.
And I keep like, staring from the back, because I was like, well, wait a minute. Like I'm kind of liking that. So then the following week, I would like go around, sneak into Sheena's class, just so Tony doesn't.
Hold on, a teacher moment. There we go.
Okay, good. Okay.
More. Let's see. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. I'd always have to do that to my mom. It's like,
Yeah, we're good.
the joys of wearing lipstick.
It is.
Get it on your teeth.
It's such a vibe, though. So then I would start to go to Sheena's $5 whacking sessions, and ever since then, like I would go like every single week because I'm the type of person that once I want to pick up like something that I want to learn, I really want to just go deep in it and pursue it. So it kind of trickled from there, actually. Yeah.
Wow. And then from there, like, how did punking come into your life? And what was that connection for you when you really discovered it and understood it? And how would you even describe?
Right. So the way I learned punking was through the $5 whacking sessions. So, you know, when I first learned it, it kind of relates to like character work. And
wait, hold on. Maybe we need to scale back for a minute and really just talk about what whacking is for anyone who doesn't know, you know?
So whacking is a style that evolved from the original style called punking. So whacking centers this one type of vocabulary based on what one of the originators have created, which is this nunchuck like arm movement. And so with whacking, that we evolved that one specific vocabulary. Yeah. So that's the overall, like to make the long story short, and also I can give resources as well if you want to dig deeper in that. So where were we?
Well, we were also talking about like whacking being a dance culture that started in the gay clubs started by gay men, Latinx, Black,
Asian.
Asian.
Actually, to clarify, let's backtrack even more. So
Thank you.
the overall style is called punking. So that's what I discovered like during the pandemic. So I think we're gonna like be jumping all over the place.
Yeah.
The overall style is punking that originated from Los Angeles by a group of gay men. They're all friends. They all met in the club and they all resonated with each other. And then, you know, from there, where the whacking came in is the evolution of this one arm vocabulary from that style.
Yes.
Yeah, so just to identify everything. And they each have their own narrative in that, but whacking is, to me, is an evolved style, or one of the styles that evolved from punking. Yeah.
Totally. And back then, which is so crazy to think about, was like the term punks was really derogatory towards gays. And, you know, like now, how many years later, it's like not even something that you would think is derogatory.
Yeah.
You know, but it was their way of reclaiming that term.
It's part of the queer culture to always flip the negative into a positive too.
Exactly. And you know, it was also, they were very inspired by Hollywood, silent films, and especially also like soundtracks from films. And
their own personal life.
Cultures, the different cultural backgrounds, and embodying those movements in how they express themselves in an environment where, you know, and still to this day, you know, a lot of the gay, queer, LGBTQ2 plus IA community like face discrimination in the outside world, but within the club there is this like element of safety and element of camaraderie to really express.
Yeah, there was this clip that I saw from Strike with Force a few weeks ago, and Viktor Manoel was saying that, you know, if you are gay back then and if you're out, it's not even safe to dance outside. So then the only way that they could express is in those clubs. And, you know, just to also backtrack too, like it's not just Black and Latin X, but, you know, there's a Chinese person in the original punks. There's a Filipino person in there. You know, so it's a multicultural in origin. And because of their life experience, because of their interests and the things that they like together, it formed this dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and so now with all that context.
Yeah, context.
You discovered it during the pandemic, a deeper understanding of this history.
Yeah. So I'll backtrack to that too. Yeah. So when I was learning whacking, one of the things that I was commented on quite a bit was, wow, you're punking a lot. And at the time when I was learning whacking, it was it's character work, right? You're like, you know, maybe doing some kind of object work that you would do in acting and stuff like that, and that becomes a thing that you impart in the dance. And so I've always wondered, okay, that's cute. I wonder what that is, like what that really is, because the more I was practicing, the more I was curious about how all of that connected, because I feel like I need to know. Well, I'm a nerd, so I wanted to know like where things come from. And so I remember I was talking to Sheena about it, and she's like, "Oh, why don't you like look up Viktor Manoel and Lorena Valenzuela?" And this was like back in like what, 2019, I think it was. Yeah, and not only that too, like when Waukesha used to live here. Hi, Leia. She was also saying, you know, I would want you to teach punking someday. Because that's something that she also was encouraging me to want to apply, because that's something that she notices what I do a lot. And so again, I was like, I really need to dig deeper. And this was back in December, like the month that a few days before she left for Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah, and so when 2020 hit, you know, everything shut down.
Yeah.
What else are we going to do? I started nerding out. And a lot of videos started popping off, like the live streams, the interviews, you know,
the Zoom
classes. And, you know, from there, like I was starting to kind of like collect and, you know, take notes from different sources. And then I was like, okay, this is interesting, but I need to really clarify everything. And, you know, it gave me the opportunity to find Viktor on the internet. Like I started following him on Instagram during like I think late 2020, like when I was digging even deeper about that, or taking classes from outside of Vancouver, because we weren't doing a lot of classes because of the lockdown, right?
Totally. So I mean, I think that's also the beauty of the lockdown, was like all of a sudden these OGs and pioneers were so accessible over the internet versus like you'd have to fly out to where they lived to go and learn from them, or fly them in. Yeah,
and I got very lucky for that, because when I found him offering these classes, it was, you know, months after I was taking online classes from Whacking Wednesdays, which is now called Whacking Los Angeles. It was facilitated previously by Fred and IJ, and they were applying a lot of the punking and whacking stuff in their classes. And so that got me even deeper into learning what it is for me, what punking is for me. And then eventually, when around October of 2021, Viktor, I was like tracking his stories, and he was like, "Hey, I think I'm going to start a Zoom class. Like, is anyone interested?" And that's when I just kind of jumped on it. Yeah. So it kind of trickled from there, because he started offering those classes like maybe once a month, twice a month. It's very accessible too. And
what is it about Viktor and what you learned from him and who he is that really spoke to you?
I don't know. He has a lot of heart, and he's very generous and very passionate about.
And one of the last living OGs.
Exactly. He advocates for his friends a lot, just to make sure that they're not forgotten. And, you know, he gives us a reminder about where all of this that we're practicing comes from. I think that's really important, because it helps us carry the style more, like even deeper, especially if we can connect to things from our own personal lives, from their life, and how that translates for us. So, you know, I don't know, he has been nothing but like generous and kind to me. So I'm so grateful to have him in my life. Yeah.
It's cool that, so last year, some more context, we're going deep, is that Maria organized an event that flew down Viktor Manoel to come to Vancity and teach a punking weekend workshop. There was a contest afterwards. It was called Ginos II, Relive the History. And it's called Ginos II because of the club that they all used to dance at in Los Angeles. It was on Vines and Sunset Boulevard, I believe, which is, just such a wild time to think about what they must have lived through, especially in that clubbing culture in the 70s. But anyways, what I found so fascinating about Viktor was, you know, him sharing us a lot of this like untold history, and it wasn't there to like combat or say something against the other histories we've learned within whacking, because there are a lot of other OGs who have spearheaded the movements and taken it to different branches and limbs, but it was more so like, here is to complete even further and fill in the blanks of anything that you already know, and I felt like, for me personally, I got to connect with what I felt was whacking before, on a much deeper level. It came from like really emotion and connection to telling my story, if that makes sense. And yeah, I mean, like, that weekend was so fun, and I felt like, well, there were so many dancers who flew in from Ottawa, Toronto, like Seattle, like people came through for this event. Yeah. And then, we had the punking contest, and it was like, I feel like with all that we learned from that weekend, it really changed how I saw the Vancity whackers dance, those who participated.
And also the contest format is also very much centered on the culture that was, or inspired by Ginos.
Right.
So it's mostly centers on expression rather than like
a battle.
Yeah, which is that's the root, right? Like it's like all of the OGs, they were all artists, and because they're out, they're not able to express fully as they should in public, right? So this is their way to express their art. And in order for you to express your art, you have to, live your truth. Right?
Totally.
Pretty heavy stuff. So
if we are to describe like a punking contest versus what you would see in a whacking battle, like, what is the format of whacking battle, and then what is the format of punking contest?
Oh, that's okay.
Because, I'm sharing this because, like, for those who've never, first of all, do you know how many times people who've never heard of this dance are like, what did you just say? Whacking?
I know. I'm kind of expecting that. I was expecting that.
So we got to educate them people,
Excuse me. I'm just like...
Yeah.
So what was the question again? I'm going to drink that. What was the question again?
Well, the question is, I'm going to get into the lumpia because I'm hungry. Can you describe a whacking battle format and then a punking contest format, so people can understand the ways in which these dance forms are expressed?
I'd say, if I want to, make the long story short without needing to kind of like rabbit hole into things, like if you search like a format like Expose or Strike with Force, I think those festivals that center, punking culture, the overall style, like that would definitely give you like an overall impression of what that is like in comparison to like a double A. Because I know with whacking, it stemmed from, I think from what I understand, it stemmed from like the battle formats from breaking. So a lot of like the eye contact, like a way to just be, to fight against someone. You're battling. One-upping, and that's not really in the punking narrative. Like there's, why are we going to do that? Why are we doing that?
Or more logistically speaking, in a battle format, it'll be like 1, 2, 3 rounds, timed rounds, 1 minute, 45 seconds, 30 seconds, and then you're going one after the other, each dancer, with a DJ playing the tracks, and you don't know what the tracks are. This is pure freestyle. Then you have the format of like the judges who are going to assess these two dancers and assess them based on the elements, and then choose who they felt won, right? So that's like whacking battle format. Some variation of that. Yeah. And then a punking contest.
And a punking contest, I mean, for me right now, it's still ever evolving because there's not a lot of punking contests around. And so, in collaboration with Viktor and in collaboration with like the other people who are, willing to take part, like we want to shape the contest so that it's more about expression. So you're not there to impress anyone, you're there to express yourself. And so when you step into the floor, you're just there to do what you need to do to talk about your story and your truth, right? So that varies, I feel like, from every organizer right now. I know that in Ginos, they have their own set of contests. But I mean, that's something that you can read up on the internet for that. So
some of them were like high production,
like
costumes and props. And
yeah, exactly. If you go to the Punking Saturn Return Instagram, like there's some overall summaries of what the contests entail. And so, you know, it's very much flamboyant and very centered on storytelling. And yeah.
How do you feel about where you are at right now in your dance journey? You know,
I don't know what that means. Like, can you rephrase a little bit? Yeah.
Well, okay, I guess in terms contextually speaking, like it's been so cool to witness you evolve and grow as a dancer. You know, like we didn't start off as fast friends. Like you said, we met each other at Robson Square. I don't even remember that moment, but I just remember seeing you around at dance events, and then you were always very supportive of the parties that I threw or was emceeing at, and you would always show up to dance and hang out and have a good time. And then I guess during the pandemic, like, then I just started seeing you more. Like, you know, I feel like everyone especially when you get to witness someone's artistic journey and growth, they go through their like, they're the, what do they call? They're the hot topic right now. They're having their 15
Have I always been a hot topic?
Well, no, like this is what I mean. It's like I saw you becoming the hot topic, and I also think that came from when at Van Street Dance Fest, you made it into the semifinals.
Right, I think it was top 8. I think Lorena was judging. I made it to top 8, and again, I wasn't expecting it because, as you know, I came into the dance for myself. So I never was trained in any studio. I didn't grow up learning ballet or anything like that. You know, like I didn't pursue that life. You know,
but you are Filipino. So.
I am Filipino, so dance is part of the culture. You know,
we're just gonna say that
we were doing the fiesta dance. You know what I mean? I was in a little, dance group, and in school they practice dance performances in school. So that was a vibe, right?
Yeah.
So when I entered learning the dance, I was there for myself and for finding myself and embodying my expression. Right, so that's always been consistent all throughout, right? So it just so happens that the deeper I got to know the culture, the more I got to know punking, the more I felt I was becoming, right? Like you get to see my language, my words, my sentences, my periods, my commas, my semicolon, like all that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Where are we going? Where are we going?
Girl, people be watching this. They're like, what's going on? I get to see my mom. She's like, I still don't know what is punking, what is whacking. Like, you know what I mean?
It's complex. It's actually, is it complex? I don't know. Is it?
No. Okay. So, so much. This is how we talk. This is how we have conversations. We're like, how do we get here? What's happening? No. Okay. Because we were talking about where do you think you are in your dance journey. Then I was like, we need to provide some context. And seeing you make it to top 8.
That wasn't real though.
At VSDF.
For me, that wasn't real for me.
Which, speaking of Lorena, she was the whacking judge that year. And she really recognized and saw, what you were expressing.
Yeah.
And also did the rest of the community and thousands of people that were there at that festival got to witness you. And from having been the person who emceed the festival for like 4 or 5 years, like it was the utmost honor and privilege to witness dancers make it to that top 8, top 4 final battle and have that moment really be a moment that defined that level of growth of making it where they were at that time,
Yeah, honestly too, like that when Lorena judged that contest, like I felt the most seen and understood because I'm like, oh wow, she saw me like and what I'm trying to say, which is maybe like people are like, what is she doing exactly?
Yeah.
Like, but
this person's having a whole dramatic moment.
What she did? Yeah. So it really was an emotional moment for me when that happened. So and from there, like it kind of sparked into me doing more things for the community. I think the people are more excited or curious about the style.
Yeah.
So that's it's really the community that helps me push forward in allowing myself to be more accessible, to be able to share,
Sure.
and that motivates me to even dig deeper in the style, so I can allow myself to be more accessible.
Yeah.
Things like that. So
well, what's funny is like I also remember, you had reached out and sent some messages to me, and like it was never in your trajectory of like, I don't want to be a community leader, like I don't want to do that, it's like I don't want to be that person, but you are that person because
I'll receive it. Thank you.
You are that person because of exactly what you just said a little bit before, was like, you're really embodying and being like what you are learning and what you are absorbing. And so I think as a result of that, like, I mean, most community leaders, they don't choose to be that. It's like like you become that because of you embodying the art form that you're learning about, that you're passionate about, and that people just naturally will want to look to you or go to you to learn more, and you share so much on your social media. It's like constantly like a history lesson with different clips that you post and things in your captions. Like I learned so much.
Yeah.
And yeah, so, now at this current place and time with teaching, offering workshops, and always letting the community also dictate that and have their say. It's like, you're like, I'm not going to organize a thing until people let me know that you want to see the thing happen. And then from there, we'll organize the thing.
Yeah.
Where do you feel for you personally you want to grow in this art form?
Oh.
Now. Yes, from where you are here.
Over there, like around the corner, 2 blocks down.
Yes.
Yeah, somewhere there.
What do you, especially when you just start getting deep into something, you're like, doors and possibilities open that you never considered before. I want to know what you're thinking about and considering and dreaming and scheming about.
Well, I've always been such a nerd, right? So the one thing that will never go away is me nerding out even more about the style. So whether it's me learning other types of movement in order for me to access that part of the history, that part of the movement, I'll pursue that. I do want to create, like a safe space or a space for community that resonates with punking, that want to practice punking, to apply themselves, apply the foundation, and to have a space to like offer those classes. There are some communities in street dance that do offer that, and I'm really inspired in how they organize themselves in that. So that's something that I want to do as well someday. I also want to continue organizing events, particularly Ginos. I do want to bring Viktor back.
A Ginos II Part 3?
Part 3, Part 4, Part 5.
Yeah.
And I want to bring Viktor. I want to bring other educators that are so knowledgeable about the style. Like it's crazy how much they know, how much they archive, how much they dig so deep in the style, and continue to spread awareness about the history. And yeah, I think that's kind of like where I'm at right now, like how I want to see myself down the road. So yeah.
Is there anything maybe like physically or like artistically, I don't know how to describe this in words, but like within the dance that you have a goal for? Like, so for example, my personal goals, like I think it's dope that your goals right now are alignment with community organizing and bringing in the community into what you are learning about. I'm like in an opposite space where I'm like, for so long, it's always been around organizing the community. And now I have these personal goals where I'm taking the most progressives I've ever taken because I'm finally like, a little bit more steady in Vancity. But like my personal goal is like stamina, fam. Like I just want to be able to last at the club from the moment I walk in until like the last track of the DJ.
I see
like,
what you're talking about.
I also like my personal goal is to like to be the most free, where I'm not just like thinking about anyone else, but really connecting to the music and you know, but those my goals are simple.
You know, I want to do a reframe then.
Okay.
So for me, in order to be of service, you know, because again, nobody asks to be a community leader, right? It just happens, right?
Yeah.
In order for you to be of service, you need to fill your cup.
Claro. Yes.
So what I'm saying, what I'm offering as an output, it's based on my own pursuit
Input?
of my self-improvement, right? So meaning I'll be studying a little bit more, I'll be training a little bit more to discover more about the style, I'll be, you know, meeting more people within the style, right? And that's for me. And because I would give myself that, you know, and that's always been a thing for me throughout the entire time learning whacking, from whacking to like punking, is it's always been me in search of myself every single time. And that's not gonna change. Whatever output I have is the result of me working on myself. You know what I mean?
Aye. Oh my gosh.
Let's drink to that.
Yes. Cheers.
Diba, right?
Yes.
I haven't seen translate.
Yeah.
Right.
Whenever I'm with Maria, we end up like speaking Taglish, like
Yeah.
so many Tagalog words in there, which is refreshing. It's so nice when you can hear like the language that is from your country and that you hear your parents speaking, you know?
Yeah.
What do you feel punking, whacking affords you the ability to express that, you know, old Maria pre-punking and whacking could not?
Oh, I love that question. And it's a hard question. I'd say what the dance is telling me is that I am a strong person. Yeah, I'm a strong person, stronger than I think I am. You know, it's kind of like removing the self-limiting beliefs, because when you are in that pocket, you feel so much of yourself. You discover parts of yourself that you never realized sometimes, or it takes you back to places, to memories, to fantasies about who you are as a person. You know, and to fully really express yourself emotionally through your movement, because it is, you know, emotion driven, the style. So it allows me to be selfish in my emotional expression, you know, in that way.
Can you describe in the pocket when you said
When in the pocket, meaning like if you're in that flow state of being in yourself, like being embodied
while dancing?
Yeah, while dancing. Yeah. So you move with your heart first instead, as Victor would say, heart first. So yeah, that's what I love about that in the style. And so the more I pursue things with heart, the more I realize who I am as a person, and it helps me evolve further deeper into like evolving myself that way too, you know? So
that's so cool. Do you think that before you danced in a way where you were like, this is the move, I'm doing the move, versus like what you're saying, like coming from the place of heart and emotion?
Can you
elaborate? What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is like we can learn moves, and then it's like more of like a brain mathematical, scientifical.
It's very drill based. Things are very, you know.
You know, versus what you're saying now, which is like moving from the heart space. Like, would you say before, when you first started learning, you were more like scientific, mathematical in your way of thinking versus?
I'd say when you start out, I think base level, I think everybody kind of goes through that cerebral aspect of the style, because it's kind of like learning how to walk or learning how to ride a bike, right? You have to kind of like figure out how your body is towards, or and how it engages with the vocabulary. So I think that's kind of like a given, I feel like. And then the more you dig deeper in the drills, the more you start thinking, at least for me, like, what does that mean for me? Like, where does this move come from for me? And that's when I start, you know, going back, and that's how I started digging deeper into like the history of the style. Like, oh, it's because of Tinker. And he likes Bruce Lee, and he resonates with Bruce Lee, right? Like, and how he relates as a queer person, you know? And that's a little bit, that's really deep, right? And how he resonates his identity to that and how that appears in his movement. And so I would like to kind of think of how I process movement in that way too. Similarly, where it's like this movement means this for me at this time with this music, with this space, with these people. You know what I mean?
I don't and do at the same time. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. It's like it's almost one of those things where when it's happening, you're not thinking about all of that.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about this moment, this time, this music, these people, this environment. It's like a fully immersive experience that you can only then, like, after think about, like, why was that so crazy? Why was that such a beautiful moment that you can then dissect it and give it words and give it language. But, like, yeah, it's a lived experience.
It's a lived experience, yeah.
That's what it is. Wow.
No words. I have no words.
Sometimes you just gotta take a pause.
Yeah.
Take a pause, take a sip. You didn't even try the lumpia
Oh
yet,
yeah,
Mars.
okay. No, I don't want to feel
What is
bad.
that?
What kind of sauce is it? Are they both the same?
Yes.
Okay.
It's you know, the sweet chili sauce that we usually make lumpia with.
It's so delicious.
It's vegetarian.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. You know, just plants.
I didn't know that. Okay.
That's what we made last week. We did it with like soy-based fake meat, blah blah blah, with shiitake mushrooms.
I can't tell the difference.
Right?
It's
Exactly.
really good.
Good job, Arthur. Good job, Mom. Wow. Well, we're kind of almost heading to the near end of our interview.
Are we? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it went by so fast. And it's I mean, I love talking to you. I love hanging out with you. I love going out dancing. Like also big shout outs to Sandra, who is also our other the missing of the third of our Renaissance girls.
She's a vibe.
She's a vibe. The three of us are a serious vibe. So if you're having a good party with really amazing DJs,
If she's there, she'll pump up the
exactly. So
vibe.
hit the three of us up so
Yeah.
that we can come and bring the vibe. Because one of us is it just gets like, I don't know, I don't feel like I can fully express unless I have like another person, you know, who I can really dance with and go off with.
Yeah, that's true. I feel that.
Right? So how we're going to end this live stream today
Oh my God.
Maria is going to do a punking demo, a dancing demo. No, it's not a demo. It's real. It's happening now. It's just, what do you
Can't
call things
believe
that
it.
isn't a demonstration? She want to dance. We'll just say that, okay? And I'm going to take a page out of your own notebook of what you've taught us in a recent whacking or punking session where we were learning about dancing concepts and being inspired by something visual and embodying that through the song and through the movement. And at that class, you made us all pull out tarot cards. And then we were all in little groups. We all pulled out a tarot card. It had an image on it. And then in our little groups, we all had to interpret that image. And then afterwards, we had to guess what card you got.
It's like a visual exercise type of a situation.
Which was so fun. It was really cool to be in a container and a space where you were really teaching us, I don't know, to move with what's inherent and natural within us and take whatever vocabulary you knew, even if it was just basics, but there's so much that could be done.
Yeah, and the visual interpretation of the cards is helping you kind of stimulate something for you.
Exactly. So I brought my
cards.
cards.
This is happening. Okay.
Yes. And what we're going to do is we're going to move this, change up the set.
All right.
And we have some original tracks that, well, one track, because, you know,
Okay.
by J Squeezy, aka Jamal, which is so sick because on the show now we've had, who else was it? It was Jam and Cameron, and was that the only one? Okay, well, other than our show bumper, our opening, Jamal has produced, those are originals, produced tracks.
Thanks, Jamal.
Yeah, it also helps with the rights clearances. Yeah.
That's right.
And so this track is called what? Do you have a title? It was also co-produced by Catfish the Wizard, Kevin, our homie from Calgary, Jamal's bestie.
Aww.
So yeah, Maria got to hear a little bit of it. Gonna dance to it, freestyle to it. So, do you want to just pull the card for the visual, or do you want me to read the thing as well?
Can we?
Yes. Okay, hold on.
Why not? Why not?
Gonna just knock out the previous energy of the card pull I did last. Big shout outs to T. Crispel, also a previous guest on our show, who gifted me these beautiful cards. They're like gold on the
it's
side.
pretty.
I know.
I know.
Okay. Now you knock it 3 times. Go. Hello.
What's up?
Hello.
Who's there?
Who's there? Okay.
Okay. I'm not even looking. I'm not
You're
even
not
looking. I'm not
What's
looking.
that?
King of Wands.
Wow.
Wow. What does that mean?
Look at that image. What do you see? Tell the humans while I...
So it looks like there are roses and peony. I think it might be a peony on the top that was trickling down the center of the card, and then it has a lion at the bottom.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Fire of fire. The King of Wands is the master of fire. Theatrical and dramatic. Hilarious.
What is happening?
People love to be around their warmth, and they're socially comfortable. They have a strong sense of self and can be a great leader. I'm dead.
What is happening right now?
Are you just telling Maria who Maria is? Their style,
I'll receive it. I'll receive it. Why not?
Their style is elegant and exudes a regal air. Meanings: self-expressive, decisive, fiery, performer, accomplished, witty, hospitable, showy, passionate, attractive, self-assured, and assertive.
Wow. Embodying that card.
Embodying that card.
Oh, yes, the card.
I just wonder if we should show the card.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's just we'll audio describe the card.
I did kind of briefly did that, and then
Okay.
That's a lot. That's a lot in that.
Okay, just sit with that for a moment while
I would need to sit on that for a moment, literally and metaphorically. Can't believe that's happening. It's happening right now.
If
yes.
you don't mind.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the arena.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. There's an airplane in the background.
Yep. And I'm still like processing.
How are we looking here? Oh yeah.
Is it happening?
Okay. Yeah. So you basically have from here up until here.
Can this still be
Yes.
accessed?
Yes, fully.
Wow.
Okay.
Great.
Woo,
Oh my
excited.
God.
You have been watching Vancity Beats, Eats, and More with Maria Belen, who's about to do a punking, whacking dance.
It's
Her
happening.
story. It's happening.
It's happening.
With an original track by J Squeezy and Catfish the Wizard.
It's happening.
Big shout-outs.
Can't believe it. Big shout outs.
Jamal, can you play the song now, please?
Oh my God. I cannot even. It's happening.
I love that we're getting all like the pre-commentary before a performance. You never
Right.
see it.
But it's everybody's, it's live,
Ayah. Yee.
Okay, is it done?
Almost.
I think I'm gassed out. I'm gassed out.
Oh my
It's done.
I was literally behind the camera being like, slash, I
my
still have
gosh.
my mic on so you could hear me.
Oh my god. Okay.
Wow, Mars here, just sit.
Ay, nako.
Just sit.
Oh my.
Just relax.
Relax.
Wow. This has been amazing. We're just gonna family photo.
Oh,
ends
are we?
like
Are
this.
we? Are
Yeah,
we?
This is how
Oh.
it's gonna go. This has been amazing. I appreciate learning more from you, hearing from you, having you on the show. It was super cute. How do you feel?
It was a vibe. Definitely. It was chaotic. It was funny.
Yeah.
It was lots of segues upon segues upon segues.
When is it not?
When is it not?
Yeah.
But I love that. And I love you.
And I love you. Where can people learn more about you or find out more stuff if they're interested in joining some whacking punking situations happening in Vancity?
Right. So Vancity Whack has an Instagram. So you can follow that on IG. There's also Richmond Whacking Community, which they also host sessions. There's also Punking-centric Return, which is like where I organized the event from last year. And yeah, those are the main vehicles for getting to know more about getting involved, participating, trying the style out, etc. So
Yes. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in, who learned about a really yummy ginger beer mocktail that we made.
it was really good.
It was really good.
Really
We'll
good.
definitely make that again.
We are.
We appreciate y'all tuning in, joining us. And if you're watching the replay as well, this has been Vancity Beats, Eats, and more.